Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Good morning, break of dawn in early in the morning. Now, yawning is madness. I'm here in the morning for you to bring you the latest news of Manchester United, like I am every single morning. I've been traveling a lot. I'm traveling again, and I'm back here with you again in my surroundings, in my element. How have you been? I hope you've all been well and you've been enjoying your yesterday. And wherever you are in the world, if it's afternoon, morning, or evening, I hope you're having a great time and a great day and you're enjoying life. That's what it's all about, enjoying life. We're here for a short time, not a long time. So let's enjoy it. Let's have a great time, you know. So in regards to Manchester United, before I start talking about Manchester United, could I just ask you for a favour? Could you kindly subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video? That would be absolutely superb. If you guys can just do that, it really, really helps with the algorithms. It helps the channel grow and it helps the channel to progress. So if you could smash a like, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely immense. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's fantastic to have you here. Now, I begin swiftly in regards to Manchester United and transfer news. Manchester United have started talks with Fofana. Of course, Fofana is a French international who was on the brink of signing for AC Milan. Now, Manchester United seem to have a foothold in this deal, with Fofana opting for a Manchester United move. How AC Milan feel about that, that's not our problem, but at the end of the day, that's the life of football. That's football in general. Football is a cutthroat industry, and you have to be ahead of the game all the time. And you know, things could happen. You can lose targets. You can lose players. We've lost many players in the past. We've had players on their way to Manchester United and have turned their car around because it's raining. Ronaldinho, do you remember that? Ended up signing for Barcelona. How history could have changed, the butterfly effect and all that. It could have been absolutely different at Old Trafford. I won't change any of our past for the world, but that's the sort of thing that can happen. And we're doing the same kind of thing to AC Milan. AC Milan, of course, had agreed terms with Fofana, but Manchester United have now entered talks, which goes to show you could agree a fee with a player. You can agree terms with a player, but if the club do not agree, you are still open to sign that player despite agreeing a contract. Nothing signed on a dotted line until the transfer has been agreed by the club and the transfer fee is there. Manchester United seem to have met that transfer fee and are also in talks with Fofana as we speak. Continuous talks will happen this today as well. So Fofana talking to Manchester United. Is it a good thing? Would you like a Fofana at Manchester United? What I do like is Manchester United not being held to ransom, and they're having a number of players that they're going after, not just one player, but a number of players. And this is good in regards to Man United. This is really impressive from Rios. And at the end of the day, Fofana is an experienced player, a good player, and I wouldn't be opposed for Fofana coming to Manchester United. We do need to make that midfield solid. We do need to make that midfield in depth as well. We need depth in that midfield. We do need players in there to put in a shift and to come in. We need more than one, of course. We don't need just Fofana. We need a lot more than Fofana, don't we? We need a couple of three midfield players who can come in there. And that could still happen, of course, as the transfer window enters its final stages coming up to the next couple of weeks when we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the new season starting. That brings me swiftly on to the Ugarte deal. Manchester United is still yet to agree a fee with Ugarte. Bayern Munich are paying hardball in regards to the player. I think this is one of Man United's main targets this season so far. This pre-season has been Ugarte. I feel like we need a ball playing player, but we need a player who can cut up the play more than that. We need a player who can defend and a player who can hold the lines and bring the ball out from the back. We need that type of player, in my opinion, and Ugarte fits the mold. I think if we don't sign Ugarte, it'd be disappointing because obviously I've had my heart set on Ugarte all summer. I still feel we'll get it over the line. I still feel we will sign Ugarte. Having agreed personal terms as well with Manchester United, I think we will. I think we will get over the line. And I've said that hopefully by the end of this week, by Friday, we'll be hearing something solid in regards to Ugarte, and he could be a Manchester United player. We hope he could be a Manchester United player. But Manchester United are in talks with Fofana. But not only Fofana, Manchester United are also have also inquired about the availability of Zubimendi, of course. So Manchester United have not rested on their laurels. I thought, no, we start with Garte's messing up. What do we do? What do we do? They're not. They're actually going out there and targeting other players, other midfielders. For example, Zubimendi. I would like Ugarte and I would like Zubimendi both in the team, because they are different types of players. Ugarte and Zubimendi are different. They're not the same. Good morning, Chow. How you doing? Who's Chido? Chido Obi Martin is a player from Arsenal youth team who looks like he will be coming to Manchester United, has had a verbal agreement with Manchester United in regards to signing for the club. Fantastic young player, brilliant young attacking player, and would fit like a glove in our academy. Could be making his debut for Manchester United in the next year or two. He's that good. Trust me, he's that good. He's could be ended up being a generational, and that's my opinion. That is my opinion on that. So in regards to Chido, he has said he wants to go to Manchester United. He's given a verbal agreement. No contracts have been signed yet, but he's given a verbal agreement in regards to that. In regards to, again, going back to Zubimendi, Manchester United could enter talks with Zubimendi within the next couple of days. Zubimendi, of course, will be a backup option in regards to Ugarte. I can actually see United signing 2 midfielders this summer. I can actually see United getting one of either Ugarte, Zubimendi, João Neves, Richard Rios, and Fofana. I can actually see Man United getting 2 of those 5 players, and I believe that we should get 2 of those 5 players. What are your thoughts on that? Of course, it looks like we will sign a midfielder this summer. So many things are going on. Manchester United will sign a midfielder this summer. It would be disappointing if we can't get the Ugarte one over the line, but I believe that Manchester United should try and strike a deal with Jadon Sancho and Ugarte and try and use Jadon Sancho as leverage to try and get Ugarte through the door. I think we should try and do a deal like that. It would be a very shrewd and very smart thing to do. I still think Ugarte will go through over the line. I think Fofana will go over the line as well. I think Manchester United will sign a Fofana, and I think Manchester United will end up signing Ugarte, and I think that will be our midfield next season. What do you think about that? He's a Danish, right? He's Danish, right? Upset with Arsenal. He's upset with Arsenal. Basically, they haven't offered him the deal he wants to deal. He wants to have. Obviously, in regards to Chido Martin, he's a very, very, very good prospect, and it is he feels that he deserves a better contract. Manchester United offering him a better contract, and a verbal agreement has been made. So he could be signed for Man United pretty soon, Charles. And I believe that he would be a good buy. He sticks to the philosophy of who we are. Obviously, we're always looking for the best young talent, and he is probably one of the best young talents out there. We hope that he will develop, and we hope that he will make his Manchester United debut pretty soon. Comparisons to Lamine Yamal, comparisons to Ronaldinho as well is I know that is high praise, and it could put pressure on a lad, but that is the kind of praise we're looking at, and that is the kind of prospect that we are looking at the moment. Now, basically, Ebola are reporting that Manchester United have put a bid on the table. They're saying an unknown club have put a bid on the table for João Neves. Now, Rui Costa, who is Benfica's president, has said that there is an offer on the table for João Neves. He said he would not name the club, but rumours are circulating that it is Manchester United who have put that offer on the table. And don't be surprised if that is true, because Manchester United seem to be in the mood and in the move of moving for players and getting players through the door early. They're going through the players through the door early. So Manchester United look like they have placed a bid to Benfica for João Neves. Now, this excites me still, because I really like João Neves as a player. He's the type of number 6, number 8, a player who can rotate in our midfield with Mainu. We can give Mainu a rest. We can play a João Neves. As long as we have a player like Fofana and we have a player like Ugarte, that would be an absolute brilliant midfield. We'll be cooking next season if that is our midfield. If we bring in a João Neves, if we bring in a Zubimendi or an Ugarte or a Fofana, things are always looking good. Things are looking good regardless in regards to our midfield option. Now, Rui Costa, of course, a legend at Fiorentina, I was there the other day, is Benfica's president. He's saying that there is an offer on the table. Now, I'm going to quote something to you in regards to Rui Costa, what he said. He said this, and it's very important. It's very interesting read. He said, I never said João Neves would leave only for his release clause. So basically what he's saying that teams can make an offer. You don't have to bid his release clause, which is around 100 million euros. So these claims are false. What we can say is in regards to João Neves is that there is an offer on the table. I'm not going to say who it is, said Rui Costa. That is interesting, isn't it? So Man United can possibly, quite possibly, get João Neves for less than his release clause. What do you think about that? Good morning, Alex. How you doing, my friend? Good to have you here again. Hope you're well as United. Another sunny day in the United transfer window, isn't it? It's another day of news, another day of names coming off that conveyor belt, coming off the conveyor belt like an airport. So what do you make of those quotes from Rui Costa then? He's saying that he never said that João Neves can go only for his release clause. He said that information is false, which means a team like Manchester United can do a deal. Now, it is said that Manchester United have already placed a 52 million and a 59 million offer on the table, which was rebunked, which was rejected. So could this be true? Could Manchester United go in with a lower offer for João Neves? It's very interesting, in my opinion. I think we could strike a deal with Benfica. It looks like they're open to offers. That's what Rui Costa, the president of Benfica, quoted as saying, that they are open to offers, basically. That there is an offer on the table, and they are considering the offer on the table. Now, could that be Manchester United? Could that offer come from Manchester United? He's not showing his cards. He's keeping them close to his chest. But let's be honest. Let's put two and two together. This looks like it is a Manchester United move. And I would be absolutely delighted if we got someone like a João Neves through the door, because he's an absolutely fantastic player and he represents the future. Good morning, Luke. How you doing again, my friend? New midfield possibility. Who? Yeah, as I was just saying, Luke, we are in talks with Fofana at the moment. We've entered talks yesterday, should I say, and Manchester United could have a deal agreed pretty soon. Of course, that represents a backup plan from Ugarte. Ugarte, of course, who has agreed terms with Manchester United, but Bayern Munich are playing hardball and Bayern Munich do not want to show their hand. Ugarte, of course, has handed in the transfer request, which obviously suggests that he will leave Bayern Munich, because when a player hands in a transfer request, that's basically the beginning of the end, isn't it? That's the end of it. And at the end of the day, when the player hands in that transfer request, it doesn't make business sense to keep that player in the club if he's going to damage morale or he's going to down tool, for example. Not saying he will, but if he does down tool, for example, it is obvious that when a player hands in a transfer request, you have to sell him quickly. So I still think the Ugarte deal will go over the line. I still think we will get him. We're in talks with Fofana. We have inquired about Zubimendi as well, which is absolutely crazy at the moment, because we're getting so many names we're linked with and so many midfielders, which is exciting. And Rui Costa has said that an unknown team has placed an offer on the table for João Neves. And he has said, we are not necessarily going to sell him for his release clause. What do you think about that? Is that exciting news? Because I want João Neves. I think he's the future. He's the type of player who will go to Man City, who will go to a PSG. So who will go to a Bayern Munich. So we need to move quickly. Good morning, Adele. Hi, Davey. How you doing? Muslim Yaya, what's going on? That PSG offer 70 million. Yes, 70 million is the offer, is what they want for Ugarte, which is a absolute robbery. He's not going for 70 million. We're not going to pay 70 million. So Manchester United need to do some kind of deal, whether it's a loan with an option to buy, or we offer them, for example, a Sancho. I believe we could use him as leverage. We could use Sancho to advantage. Sancho would do well in Paris. Paris is a great city. He can go to Paris and have a great time. Ciao, good morning. Did João Neves play for €3? I mean, the starting 11. Did João Neves play €3? What do you mean in the starting 11? He didn't even play. I don't think he did. He in the starting 11. I think Roberto Martinez is a very pragmatic manager, similar of Gareth Southgate, of course. So he's not a good manager. I've never rated Martinez that much, but yeah, he didn't play him nowhere near enough as he should have. Adele, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Rios, Dani, Omo, Mazaruri, Fofana tonight is better than next season. So we have Omo, Mazaruri, Fofana. Mate, Debbie, if we do that, I'll snap your hand off. Absolutely brilliant summer that would be if we can bring in those players as well. You're looking at Mazaruri, Fofana, Omo. Yes, it will be a very, very impressive summer for us. I still feel that we need a couple of midfielders in there to solidify our midfield. I think we need like a number 6, number 8, and a defensive midfielder, a solid number 6 as well. So I feel like we do need two central midfielders, in my opinion. I believe that we should do that. I'll get that over the line. In regards to Dani Omo is another one that we've been in talks with. At the moment, nothing has been said over the last couple of days in regards to Omo. But don't be surprised once another transfer comes over the line, we will be interested in these type of players. I like Omo. I think he's a brilliant player, and I think he can rotate with Bruno Fernandes, which is we need. We do need rotation in our squad. We do need a deeper squad, and we do need a squad of quality, because at the moment our squad is not quite there. I don't think we're there yet. We do need to sign another 5 or 6 players, in my humblest opinion. What do you think? Alex Neves barely got minutes. Yeah, I agree. He barely got minutes. Basically, he was robbed of places in the European Championships. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Yeah. So, Lerouk, De Ligt and Ugarte buying the PSG play games on dangerous. They use time and select other alternative. De Ligt and Ugarte buying and play PSG play the game dangerous. Man United, you lose time and you could select other alternatively. I think yeah, but I think you mean by PSG and Bayern, they play a very attacking style of football that leaves space, and they play dangerous football. Man United, could they fit in a better way? I think they'll fit like a glove. I think PSG in particular and Bayern Munich last season were very, very difficult teams to play for. I think that the way they were managed, the way the team was all over the place, there were rumours, there were leaks, there were lots of things going on. So obviously we cannot judge these players on those tenures. I think we'll judge them at Man United. I think we can. I think this is a better fit for them, this project at Man United, of course. Alex, yeah, PSG have more money than sense. Stealing the star signing would be awesome. I absolutely agree. I think João Neves, we need to get a João Neves. And I think if we take him, we loan Ugarte, bada bing, bada boom. That's what we're going to do. And it will be absolutely fantastic. And it'll be sweet music for us, because we don't care about PSG and the Di Marias and all that. We don't. We care about Manchester United and PSG stealing, napping, or how do you say it? Nabbing or hijacking the deal for João Neves from the noses of PSG would be absolutely immense. I agree, my friend Alex. That would be absolutely funny. They bought Ugarte for 60 million euros. Exactly. And they want 70 for him. It's a madness, isn't it? And they're trying to rob us, and we're not going to take that. And we got backup plans. We got Fofana, Zubamendi, João Neves, Richard Rios. We got all these players that we're after as well. So, good morning, Kenny. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well and everything is fine. So PSG want 59 billion pounds. We go, yeah. They want the money to pay for João Neves. That's what they want. They want a lot. They want us to pay for João Neves for them. But little do they know. We want João Neves as well, and we're not going to give you the money to pay for João Neves. No, we'll give you what we're going to give you, or we'll get a loan deal. Because at the moment, Ugarte is handing in the transfer request, and he wants to leave. This is the democracy. You cannot keep players against their will. You cannot do that. That's not how life works. Lies around me. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you here before, so thank you so much for joining the stream. Morning. Should United sell Rashford 80 and Bruno 90 and never? I believe we should sell Rashford. I said that yesterday. I think we should sell Rashford. In regards to Bruno, I would not sell Bruno. Bruno's too much of an influence in that dressing room. Bruno is too much of a player who gives 100% and is always available. He's been one of our better players over the years. I know some people don't like Bruno. I know there's a lot of hatred in regards to Bruno, but Bruno, he is a model professional. He epitomizes what Manchester United is, and basically I would keep him there till he retires. In my opinion, I think Bruno's a fantastic player, fantastic human being. As people know, I worked with Bruno's brother in a hospital in Essex for many years. I know his family. I know he's a very, very good man and a good player as well, and been our best signing post Alex Ferguson. Let's be honest. Thank you for the comment, lies around me. Very, very good. Larouk, Portugal has their own Southgate. Yeah, Portugal have their own Southgate. Absolutely true. Thank God England don't have Southgate anymore. I couldn't stand Southgate ball. England should have won that Euros. Absolutely great squad they have. But unfortunately, England had Southgate in charge. Absolutely criminal for so long. Larouk, PSG like Sancho swap deal possible. Yeah, just as I mentioned, a swap deal for Ugarte could be on the table. We could use Sancho as leverage to get Ugarte, which would be very shrewd and very smart for Manchester United, of course. Now, there's a quote coming out from Ten Hag before I read some more comments in regards to De Ligt. Unai Hones has said that De Ligt looks like leaving Bayern Munich at the moment. He said that Manchester United are interested in De Ligt, and at the moment he wants to leave Bayern Munich, and that could open a door for a move to Old Trafford. Ten Hag has said, it remains to be seen whether De Ligt will come. I know Matthias well, and I will not deny that. I wanted to sign him 2 years ago, but he was very far along from joining Bayern Munich. But believe it or not, his name did not come from me in the process at United, which means basically he did not suggest De Ligt to the board. The board suggested De Ligt. So contrary to popular belief, he did not suggest De Ligt to Manchester United. It's the board who want De Ligt, despite Erik Ten Hag wanting De Ligt. Now, those comments are quite positive in regards to Unai Hones, who's a president at Bayern Munich. He has said that it looks like De Ligt will leave, and it looks like he's going to go to Old Trafford. That could be very, very telling, in my opinion. And the quotes from Ten Hag are very, very telling as well. They're very, very revealing in regards to his love for De Ligt, and he admires the player. And of course, he is also, but he also did not advise De Ligt to the board, which means the board are going out there and finding a De Ligt. They're the ones who are looking at these players, which is great. It's positive news, because many people thought Ten Hag was the one who wanted De Ligt, and he's the one who's pushing for De Ligt. But it's actually Ineos who are pushing for De Ligt, which is good. So De Ligt is still open. I still think we need a left-sided centre-back. I've been banging that drum for ages now. I've been banging that drum for, it seems like years, but it's been months I've been banging the drum. We need a left-back and we need a left-sided centre-back, of course. Ignacio is still on Manchester United's radar. No bid has come in yet, no inquiry has come in yet, but it's rumoured to be said that Ignacio could be in line for a Manchester United bid, which could be exciting for Man United as he can play left-sided centre-back. It will be very good. Of course, I'm a fan of Akadioglu. I'm a fan of Gutierrez as well. And in regards to the right-back berth, I'm a fan of Vanderson. I'm a big fan of Vanderson. I think we could do a deal with Monaco in regards to Vanderson, Brazil player, Brazil international, young player. Could do a deal with Vanderson. The defence looks like it's heating up. Manchester United are after a lot of players at the moment. In regards to coming through the door, I believe Matthias De Ligt will come through the door very, very soon. Ciao, De Jong is made glass. Don't forget. Let's not forget that I do not want De Jong at Manchester United. The way he spoke about Manchester United and the way we went in for De Jong for a whole summer, I just don't think. I think that ship has sailed, so to speak. I don't think we need De Jong at all. I think we got other targets that we should be concentrating on. As good as a player that De Jong is, I don't want him at Man United. I don't think. I think that ship has sailed. And I think if we signed him, we should have signed him a couple of years ago. I just don't think we should sign him anymore in regards to that. I don't think Rashford is leaving. Bruno in a slightly different situation. I doubt Rashford will leave now. Rashford is a kind of deal that should have been talks right now in regards to leaving. I don't think people or clubs will pay the money for Rashford. He's going to request about 80 million. He's on about 300,000 a week. So I don't think anyone is going to pay that. I don't think Rashford is leaving the club. But I would suggest that we should have cashed in on him. I think that we do need to move on for Rashford. It's not just Rashford as a player. I think Rashford is a good player. I like Rashford. But I think the noise surrounding him, in and around his camp, It's a distraction. And at this moment in time with Ineos, we are in a very, very important moment in our history, and we do not need any distractions. That's my opinion about that. I still think we should set up. Feel that we hang on to players too long. We get too nostalgic with players, especially man born and bred. We need to move on sometimes, and we need to say, look, you know, you need a fresh start, maybe a PSG, for example. But at the moment in time, it doesn't look like Rashford will leave. He was there at Manchester United, but he needs to improve his performances. We're not holding any prisoners anymore. We're not a charity. He needs to perform, and he needs to perform quick, because last season was dreadful in regards to the whole season. He was dreadful. So we need him to perform, of course. Lisa lies around me. But Ten Hag is saying that he did not advise the board because United in a better position to negotiate a deal. Yeah, he did not advise the board, but that's subject to popular belief, isn't it? A lot of people were saying that Erik Ten Hag advised the board to get De Ligt. He didn't, and it is evident. He said it in his quotes a couple of days ago, I believe it was. He said it in the quotes that he did not advise anyone to get De Ligt. He likes De Ligt. He's a friend of De Ligt, but it was the board who suggested De Ligt. So that is a surprise, and that's a good surprise, because that means they got their ear to the ground. That means that they're listening to the media, the worldwide world of football, the transfer news around football, and they know the players around Europe. So that is good news that they are taking initiative to look at a De Ligt, for example. So in regards to Uli Hoeneß's quotes, it looks like he could go to Manchester United because he wants to leave Bayern Munich. So he could still be a Manchester United player by the end of the transfer window, as Uli Hoeneß said. So, Ciao, I agree with you. We need players who want to play for us like Ugarte. Yes, exactly. We need players with the right mentality. We need players who would love to go and play for Man United. Look at Xerxes. He took 60 grand a week, 80 grand a week. I know we're sniffing at that type of money. It's a lot of money, but he's getting 60 to 70,000 a week playing for Manchester United because he wanted to play for Manchester United, and that's what we need at the club. We need players who want to play for the club. We don't need players. We don't need mercenaries. We don't need players. Man United are available. I might as well go Man United. Who else can I choose? You know, and we don't need situations like that. We don't need people who don't want to play for Man United. We want players who want to play for Man United. And in my opinion, that ship has sailed. I believe we need players like Euro, our next up-and-coming player, like a Neves, players like that. We need players like that. Players like Ugarte, who openly want to play for Man United, who want to come to Man United. In Uruguay, he's been open about saying how he wants to sign for Manchester United. For a while now, media outlets in Uruguay have been the same. So we need players like that who want to play for Man United. Fofana had agreed personal terms with AC Milan, but wants to play for Man United. We turned his head. So, Alex, although if Arsenal fail at getting Nico Williams, I can see them being interested in Rashford. Arteta likes him. Yeah, Arteta, I hope they don't get Nico Williams, because Nico Williams is a brilliant player, and it's a player that we should be going after, if you know what I mean. I would happily swap Nico Williams for Rashford if I could. I believe Nico Williams is a very, very good player, and there's more end product to his game. In regards to Rashford going to Arsenal, Arteta and Arsenal are very, very stingy. I don't think they'll pay the money for him at the moment. I don't think they have the money. They're just about signing Calafiori. It's taken them months to sign for Calafiori. It seems that way. I don't think they have their own brain. They looked at the Euros. They saw Calafiori and they thought, he's a good player. They don't have scouts. They don't have this type of know-how that we have at the club. And that's the fans and the board. I put them as one. They don't have the kind of knowledge of football that we have in regards to players. They just follow the trends like Chelsea do. They copy names. They go after players that in the Euros, for example. They don't go after the unknown, for example. And Odegaard wasn't unknown. He was at Real Madrid. Larouk, sell 7 players, follow Rob Dawson reported. Do you agree? Yeah, I reported before Rob Dawson last week. If you go back to my stream a couple of days ago, I said 7 players out. Remember that, Larouk? I said 7 players out. You see, with me, I go around, I walk around, I go around various clubs, and I'm looking for the latest news. I'm not saying that I'm in the know, but I am looking for the latest news. I'm walking around and going around, and at the moment it's Italy, and the news was that we were going to sell 7 players. Now, who would those 7 players be for you? Now, I read a list conducted yesterday in regards to those 7 players. And those 7 players I would sell are Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire. I would keep Casemiro, by the way, just to keep you there. McTominay, Rashford, Pelistri, Mebry, Shaw, Malacia, Sancho. That's quite a lot of players, isn't it? That's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's about 9 or 10. So we're going to sell 7 of those players: Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Casemiro, McTominay, Anthony, Rashford, Pelistri, Mebry, Shaw, Malacia, and Sancho. We'll probably sell seven of those. I believe Sancho will go. I do believe that. I think it's too awkward at the moment. It's one of them ones where it's a little bit too awkward at the moment, of course. So I would sell Sancho. I would sell Pelistri. I would sell Medjbury. I wouldn't sell Shaw yet. I'll give him one more season, as I said. I would sell Maguire, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka, of course. So Anthony, I would keep for one more season. McTominay, I would sell it as well. In regards to Shaw, I would keep for one more season. And Rashford, it doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see in regards to that. Of course, news came out yesterday that Manchester United have inquired about Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney, of course, a Brentford player, very good player, a very experienced player as well for his age. And I believe that he would make a very, very good signing for Manchester United. Manchester United have held secret talks in regards to Ivan Toney, as I reported yesterday, in regards to a move to Manchester United. He would be a very, very good player for Man United. I know that many people are not interested in him. I know people are saying, oh, it's too expensive. But the impact he will have on our front line will be unmatched. He is a strong, powerful, great finisher, leader. He's a great player and very underrated. If we got a Toney, fair dues, but we've got many other positions that we need to concentrate on first. Will you keep buying deal or sell? For me, I saw buying deal, wasn't it, against Newport County last season? Was okay. Didn't really get a run in the side. I feel for the lad. He's obviously going to be second fiddle to Onana. I like Vitek. I like the young player there. I think he's very impressive, that guy. Vitek is the future, in my opinion, in regards to young players. I believe he will get more games next season, Vitek. And in regards to Bayindir, let's see in regards to Bayindir. He needs more games, in my opinion. I would have played him more in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, and in the Europa League, but it looks like Ten Hag doesn't like changing his goalkeeper too much, and he didn't change his goalkeeper too much last season. In regards to Mazraoui, Leroux, and Mazraoui replaced Aaron Wan-Bissaka, good deal. Very good deal, Leroux. Can we get rid of Wan-Bissaka is the key question. That's the $1 million question. At the moment, no one wants to pay the 25 million euro fee for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, I'm going to say this about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I'm going to say it clearly, right? I admire Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and why I admire Aaron Wan-Bissaka is because last season we were struggling, and he played left back, he played right back. He was everywhere, and we were struggling last season, and he's not a left back, and he sacrificed his self, he sacrificed his own position to play for the team, and I admire that, rather than sitting at home for a little niggle. He was there week in, week out, week in, week out. I'm at the point where I feel like, players who show that sort of ambition to play for the club and that sort of strength to play every single week, I believe we should keep hold of these players. I do believe we should keep hold of these players. But if we need to have an upgrade on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I would not choose Mazraoui. I would choose Vanderson, or I would choose a Frimpong. I would not choose Mazraoui. Mazraoui is a decent player, but a high injury list. He's got a high injury record, of course, and we do not need any more passengers. We do not need another episode of ER at our club. We need players who are going to play week in, week out. I would go after the unknown, which is a player like Vanderson or Jerome Frimpong. What do you think about that? How do you think about that? In my opinion, I'm going to show maximum respect to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. All the players who played last season, when the going got tough, they showed up. There's certain players in that squad who did not show up, and that's what we always have to remember. We're Manchester United fans. We have to think about these things. We are smart. Do you know what I'm saying? Even Toney will be a good signing, considering that the striker market is dead at the moment. Yes, it will be a fantastic signing. I think he's highly underrated. I think Southgate misused him in the European Championships. I think he should have played instead of Kane. Kane was starting every single game, and that's where you lose games, isn't it? If you carry on showing loyalty to players that are underperforming, that's where you lose games. And I feel like even Tony is one of England's best strikers. How many goals did he score last season? 30 for Brentford. Without the creativity of an elite club, can you imagine him at a Man United? Can you imagine how the impact he will have, not only on the pitch, off the pitch? He's a very, very strong character. And we need those strong characters at Manchester United. I don't know what you think about that. But the only issue is, of course, he's a Premier League player, Premier League proven. So the fee is going to be substantial. It's going to be about 60 million euros minimum, I think. So Tony... We are after Tony. We are holding secret talks with Tony's representatives. He wants to come to Manchester United. He is a Manchester United fan. As I reported weeks ago on this stream, if you go back, I reported it. I got my own secret little crew out there who can find out the information for me. But Tony is on Manchester United's radar. Very good player and a goal scorer, proven goal scorer, which Manchester United need. They need a proven goal scorer in the mix. Of course they do. And we do not have one at the moment. My only concern is Manchester United need to have more creative wingers. Rashford does not create. Garnacho does not create enough. We need to play Ahmad a little bit more, because Ahmad does the right decision at the right time. In my opinion, he's the best right winger we have at the moment. Alex, Tony doesn't make sense after Xerxes. But the thing with Xerxes, if you see his interview a couple of days ago, he said that Xerxes said he is a creative player. He did not call himself a goal scorer. He said he is a creative player. Xerxes can play behind the front too. He can play on the left as well. Xerxes is a very, very versatile player, and he's not just a goal scorer. He is a creative player. As from his own lips, he said he's a creative player. I believe Tony, we should have signed either Tony or Xerxes, because at the moment we don't have the money to sign both. But I'm not going to say no to a Tony if we get the positions that we need in the door first. We do need the midfield sorted out. We do need our defence sorted out. Right back, left back, 2 central midfielders. We need those positions sorted out first before we approach Tony. But Man United are being proactive in the transfer market. They're talking to representatives. They're inquiring about players, which is good in a way, that we are prepared and we're building a relationship with their agents and their representatives, which is, of course, good. Ineos have obviously looked at his goal scoring record. They looked at how many goals he scored last season and the season before. I thought that is a good player. We should go after that player. And I cannot hold any grudges against that. Larouk, why Man U need even Tony or Calvert-Lewin? Now, in regards to Manchester United, I mean, I'm old enough and wise enough to remember, should I say, in regards to strikers. And you always need more than one striker, and you do need a proven goal scorer. We haven't had that in a while. And in regards to the old Man United, when we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Andy Cole, Dwight York and Teddy Sheringham, it is very important that you have a number of good players out there up front who you can bring on, who can score a goal, or you can start who can score a goal. We do need presence up front, in my opinion. I don't want Calvert-Lewin. I do not rate Calvert-Lewin. It's Tony or bust. If we don't get Tony, we don't need a striker. I would just get Tony. I don't like Calvert-Lewin. I think he's overrated. But in regards to Tony, Tony is a beast. There's some players out there that you need in your team. He's a beast, and he can hold up that ball. He can score a goal. He can finish. He's a presence which we lack at the moment, because Xerxes and Rasmus are not quite there yet in regards to presence. They ain't got that physical part about them that can be complemented by even Tony. If you have a Rasmus and an even Tony holding up the ball, Rasmus running in behind, you can play that type of tactic. You can change your tactics in regards to that. You can change the formation in regards to that. You can change the formation in regards to Tony playing as a false number 9, holding up the ball and feeding players like Rasmus, or vice versa. You can do that. With Tony, he can keep the ball in his chest. He can hold players off. He's powerful. And that's what I like about Tony. Although the deal is about 30%, 40% being done, I don't think we'll strike a deal with Brentford. Brentford are going to want too much money. But it's hypothetically speaking, if we do sign even Tony, I think he would be a good sign, in my opinion, of Xerxes and Højlund. Yeah, Xerxes and Højlund are good players, my friend. But we have to remember that they're very inexperienced as well. We're talking about Manchester United, and no, we need ruthlessness. We need a team that is experienced and proven as well. We need up-and-coming players like Rasmus and Xerxes, which they are up-and-coming players. But Xerxes has openly said that he is a creative player. He's not a goal scorer. And if you look at his career, he's not a goal scorer. He's not like one who will get you 30 goals a season. Now, can we rely on Rasmus to get us 30 goals a season? This is the thing. We need someone like Tony to come in. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. But as I stress this, we need to sign the players who are priority first, which is the midfield and the defence and the wing backs. I think we need to do that first before we even think about moving forward Tony. And that's my opinion. I like Tony as a player, and that's what I'm stressing to you. And if we're in talks with his representatives, fair enough. It doesn't mean we're going to sign him. It just means that we're in talks, we're building a relationship with his representatives, and we're inquiring about the possibility of signing even Tony. 4-3-2, not 4-4-2. Yeah, that was yes, it was not 4-4-2. But at the end of the day, you can still play false nines, and you can still have players playing on the chest, and you can still have a presence up front. If we play one of Xerxes, Rasmus, or Tony, we play one of those players, and we could play Xerxes on the left as well. So remember that we could play left on down, play Tony up front, play Xerxes and Tony, and then take off Tony, and then play Rasmus. Then we can take off Rasmus and play Tony, or we can play Xerxes in the middle, and we can etc. Now, if Manchester United do loan out an Anthony or do sell a Rashford, that will be very, very interesting to see. It is good that we're having competition up there, and it would be good to have competition. Is always healthy. It keeps players on their toes, of course. So whether you're playing a 4-3-3, a 4-4-2, I think the 4-4-2 is very underrated, by the way. I think we should go back to that in some ways. Or a 4-4-1-1, whatever you're playing in regards to that formation. If you have one player up front, I would choose even Tony. I would, because if you're going to play a winger, a free up front, you need a presence up front. I think physically Rasmus Højlund is not ready. I think he can be rotated. I think it'd be fantastic if he's given a chance on the bench sometimes, brought on, starting, brought on. And that's how we nurtured players in the past. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he first signed for Manchester United, he was on the bench, of course. And you know, many teams wanted him, including Tottenham. They wanted him on loan. Can you imagine? So at the end of the day, it's always good to have healthy competition. And obviously, we do not play one formation. You can adjust the formation to the opposition. You can change the formation as well. The formation doesn't need to be set in stone. I would say this in regards to Xerxes and Rasmus Højlund. They are very, very good prospects, and they could become the next big things out there. But we do need a proven goal scorer. A goal scorer can score 30 to 40 goals a season. Not everyone's going to agree, and that's a democracy. We do not agree on everything. Life would be boring if we agreed on everything. Now, guys, please don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to smash a like, and please don't forget to subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much, guys. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure, as usual. I look forward to this show every single morning and talking to you guys. You guys have got knowledge. You guys have got up there. You're savvy with the ball. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's been a fantastic show so far. In regards to other news, of course, I've mentioned Gerald Hatto coming to Manchester United. You will hear news about Gerald Hatto within the next week or so. I believe that Gerald Hatto is high on Ten Hag and Ineos's radar. Left centre back, left back, left wing back, and central midfielder as well. Fantastic player. Big up, Mark. How you doing, fella? How you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me this morning. Big up. So, yeah, lots of news going on. Lots of craziness going on. Yeah, 40 million. No, he's not worth 40 million at 29, Mark. He's not. I believe that's why Man United are talking to his representatives. Maybe we could strike a deal with Brentford. Who knows? But one thing he is a goal scorer. And I believe we need a goal scorer. I just feel like we need a player who can score 30 goals a season. I don't know. It's just an opinion. I just feel like we need a goal player who can score 30 goals a season. So, yeah. But we're not going to overpay. We can't overpay anyway. So 40 to 60 million is what Brentford are looking for. We're not going to pay that money. I think if we got even Tony for 35, something like that, we would absolutely be delighted. But we're not going to get him, I don't think. I think we're exploring the possibility of getting even Tony. But even Tony has been a subject of a move to Manchester United. And Manchester United representatives have spoken to even Tony's representatives and inquired about the possibility. But I think we need much more priority positions than even Tony at the moment. We need a midfield, a couple of midfielders, a centre-back, a left centre-back, a left-back, a right-back, and probably even a right winger. You never know, if we do get rid of a right winger. Thank you, Luro. Thank you so much, my friend. How are you? Hato. I've heard that over here. Lots of news in Italy speaking about Gerald Hato in regards to move to Manchester United. He's one that is not being mentioned a lot, but he said that Erik ten Hag is a huge fan of Gerald Hato. Only 18 years old. Been at Ajax a couple of years already from their fantastic, legendary youth system, of course. Very, very good player. Future Dutch international. Mark my words. He's a very good player. And if we sign a player like Hato, if we sign a player like Ignacio, I would be delighted, because that's the right direction I think we should be going in. I think we should be looking at the younger profile player. I think especially in the centre-back positions and in the midfield to play for us for the next 5-10 years. That's what we want. Absolutely. We want younger players to play for the club, and we want a future and a structure, not just buying players like we used to do, buying the Falcaos and buying the Cavanis of this world, and not thinking of the future. We do need to do that in regards to Manchester United and in regards to a structure from the back and the midfield and up front. And it looks like we're doing that at the moment, which is fantastic news that we are moving forward in regards to that type of profile player. Now, of course, I spoke earlier in the show about Fofana. Fofana will have talks with Manchester United this week in regards to a move to Manchester United. No, that does not mean we're going to sign him on 100%. Manchester United are preparing for the worst in regards to Ugarte. If PSG do not budge in regards to Ugarte, Manchester United have ropes to fall on. Of course, they're also inquired about Zubimendi, and they're also inquired about Richard Rios. In regards to Richard Rios, Palmeiras have got a bit giddy in regards to a transfer fee. They want his release clause, which is said to be around $80 million, I believe it is. $80 million in regards to Richard Rios. Now, initially, bids were coming in, apparently rumoured for 17 to 25 million. Now, 80 million is a lot more than that. And I feel like Palmeiras have got a little bit giddy. They got a bit excited because of the Copa America. But what we have to understand, with all due respect to the Brazilian league doesn't rank up there as one of the best leagues in the world. They need to really calm it down in regards to the price. We're not going to pay that price. You can walk on. We're not going to pay that price. At no chance in hell we're going to pay that price of Richard Rios. Richard Rios is a fantastic player. But if they're going to come out with ridiculous money like that, ridiculous numbers like that, they can just keep him at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, they're getting a bit excited. He's not worth 80 million. He's not there yet. He's not that player yet. He's not played for an elite club. In Brazil, they'll say Palmeiras are an elite club. Maybe in Brazil, they're an elite club. But over here, until you played in Europe, until you played for one of the big guns, you cannot basically sign it for 80 million euros. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to subscribe. And I shall see you later, hopefully, for Chatterbox. Hopefully, I'll be having a special guest on there as well for Chatterbox later on. Thank you. It's been a fantastic show. Lots of news in regards to Manchester United. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here. One quick one. Yeah, we need a solid back of Euro. Richard Hato is so solid. I think the league only happens if Bayern drop the price. Exactly. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Have a great day, and I shall see you later on. All the best, guys. Peace.